Even though, like I said, we knew it would have been settled the way it would have been settled, but we need more people to be trained. We need to pay. That's the reason why, and I need to reach out to the AFL to understand from them as to what's stopping. Remember, a year and a half ago, we were advocating and talking about some military equipment that's supposed to come from the African Union, and Liberia is supposed to make available some money. I understand that Liberia made available that money. It was in the tune of, I think, a little over 1.2, 1.3 million dollars. I am told the Ministry of Finance made available that money. I need to find out from the Army what is stopping those equipment from coming to Liberia. We need to train more military people. We need to train more military people, for the population. Our population is growing. Our military must be growing. Our security apparatus must be growing. But now let me tell you something. Look, Guinea would never have attacked Liberia. Neither will it do to Sierra Leone. I think what's happening is Guinea is being strategic, and they are testing the waters. They are attempting to do something. Look, don't be surprised one morning you wake up and you hear that Guinea has left from the ECOWAS, they've left from the MRU, and they have joined the Sahel countries. The three countries that made the Sahel countries, right? They pull out of the ECOWAS. That's Mali, Burkina Faso, and what? Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Don't be surprised in the coming years, in the coming months, if you see Guinea putting on a posture that they are attempting to leave and join their friends. Now, let me tell you something. What Guinea started doing a few days, I think they are attempting, like I said, to join their men, but they are looking for a way to leave. Probably, they are looking for a way to leave. So they want to trickle something. They're necessarily not bringing war. Guinea is not prepared to fight war. But apparently they're having some conversations, and they're putting together strategies. They want to leave. They want to join Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. But they're looking for a trickle. They're looking for something to trickle in. So they will engage ECOWAS and make it look like we are pulling up, we are no longer respected, blah, 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 blah. They're pulling up. I think that's what they're doing. And that is from the political perspective. Militarily, look, all that thing they were doing, like I said, they were just testing the water. And there's a theory in warfare called the gray zone theory in warfare. You know what you want. You know what you want, but you're scheming. You got a plan. You know what you want, but you're testing the capabilities of other people. You're looking for a way to leave, but you know what you want. You have a long-range plan. The gray zone theory. You have a long-range plan, but you're testing the waters. You want to leave, but you're acting like you want to leave. You're putting up a lot of strategies. The other thing about the Guinean situation is Doumbouya, the guy is crafty. There are too much tension internally in Guinea. Remember the other day, they dissolved some 40 plus or 40 political parties. They already have their own political tension in Guinea. The tension is on. The guy was looking for a diversionary tactics. Let's do something. Let the countries get diverted. Let people concentrate on probably seeing our troops going to the Bolo, and then we can forget about all the political discussion. So the situation they were trying to put up recently is a complex situation and a composition of a lot of things. Now, if you study he's a civilian now. If you study Mamadi Doumbouya, as on front, I think he's getting paranoid. Remember, this guy came from the French, a special military unit in the French army. He came as a non-commissioned officer, as a sergeant. Now, former Guinean President Alpha Condé brought this guy and made him a colonel in the Guinean army. As a matter of fact, the current president of Guinea, Mamadi Doumbouya, doesn't have any coastmate in the Guinea military. because he did not go to military school with the guys in Guinea. He did not join the Guinea military, so he doesn't have a course mate. That's what my sources are telling me. Now, what he's doing, because the former president Alpha Conde did not believe in the old order of the military people. He did not trust any of the generals that were very close to him in the Guinean army. What did he do? He brought in a non-commissioned officer in Mamadi Doumbouya, made a guy a colonel in the Guinean army, and appointed him as the head of the presidential guard unit. What happened? What ain't happened? The coup took place, the fair apart, and all kinds of things happened. Now the guy transitioned. He's a civilian man now. He became president of Guinea. So he himself, apparently, he's not trusting a lot of things. So it's a composition of both military tactics and political strategies, and that's why I say it's a complex situation. But don't mind him. Guinea not coming to fuel, or we're not coming to fuel Guinea yet. We're sisterly countries. I think he's just trying to divert some of the internal pressure on him as a result of the politics in Guinea, and as a result of some of the things I explained, coming from France, as almost looking at the president. We Liberian, our American business, he's almost looking at the president. Any of our president encourage a sergeant in the U.S. Army, but who is also a Liberian, to come here. And the president gradually finds his way in the AFL, and next thing the president is the head of any presidential unit, whatever. So it's a complex situation, but it was good that our president got involved, and the situation is the way it is. We hope it's not gonna, but just watch up some of the things I'm telling you about Guinea's attempt to want to do all kinds of things. And all these things, So my men say, I know yeah. So my men say, I know yeah. The men got Guinean. I know two of my men here, the mothers of their children are Guinean women. So you think we've come in for a war, yeah? No, that's true. We're not coming for a war. And, if it wasn't for politics, at some point, I could see we were coming together. Liberians, the way people were writing on Facebook, even though some people were still writing like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But some people, they put up their thinking cap, because at the end of the day, anything that affect the country will not see CDC. They will not see United Party. They will not see NPP. They will not see ANC. They will not see anybody. They will see Liberia. So all of us must always come together at some point, to try to do some things. Having said that, it's good for us to come back on so everything can slip out of us while we're talking about the other issues. That issue, the diplomats will remain and it will be resolved. Something caught my attention the other day. The president issued one statement, the executive mansion. I'm coming. Give me the opportunity to do something. Now, the other day, the executive mansion issued a statement. President Boakai accepts requests for administrative leave from the Liberia Airport Authority Managing Director Hodges. President Joseph Boakai has accepted the request of the Managing Director of the Liberia Airport Authority, Ernest Hodges, to proceed on administrative leave pending the outcome of an ongoing investigation into allegations raised by the authority's board of directors. Mr. Hodges formally requested leave on March 9, indicating his desire to allow the investigation to proceed without any perception of interference and confirming his willingness to comply or cooperate fully with the process. In his communication, he expressed confidence that a fair and impartial review would clarify the issues raised. Earlier, the president had directed the Ministry of Justice of Liberia to conduct a comprehensive and impartial investigation into concerns outlined by the chairperson of the board of directors of the Liberia Airport Authority regarding the operational management of the institution. President Boakai acknowledged Mr. Hodges' decision to recuse himself from active duties during the administrative process, or noting that the step allows the investigation to proceed in an orderly and transparent manner. The Ministry of Justice of Liberia has been tasked to complete its investigation and submit its findings and recommendations to the President no later than March 30th. During a period of administrative leave, the Deputy Managing Director for Administration, John Bowe, will serve as Acting Managing Director at the Liberia Airport Authority. Last evening, the office of former President George Weah, described as completely false and misleading social media reports claiming that he had contacted French President Emmanuel Macron to request his intervention in the ongoing border dispute between Liberia and Guinea. A statement signed by Chief of Staff Len Eugene Nangbe says, while the former president is deeply concerned about the matter and wishes for expedient and amicable resolution, he is aware that the foreign policy of the country is administered by the sitting president. Even though he has not received any national security briefing detailing the severity of the situation from the government in keeping with tradition, former President Weah urges all diplomatic efforts aimed at a peaceful resolution be asserted to mitigate regional instability. The statement notes the office of the former president closed by saying it entreats all to rely on designated authorities regarding matters relating to former President Weah and refrain from spreading false and malicious rumors. This rumor was largely being peddled on social media by some stalwarts of Mr. Weah's political party, the Congress for Democratic Change. And I like how the statement was. That was what I was waiting for in the statement. Eugene Nangbe is a smart communicator. The statement is clear. The last paragraph is what I wanted to see. Had I not seen it, I would have questioned the statement. Because, and I'll come to the hottest thing, because most of the people who are posting on social media, oh, thank you, President Weah, for your intervention. You are a president. Thank you for calling Emmanuel Macron. They were Aze Doden. They were my friend Jefferson Chesing. As a matter of fact, Chesing, congratulations on the occasion of the graduation from the law school. Jefferson Chesing, they are the ones who are posting, like Len Eugene said in a statement, they are stalwarts of the CDC. They were creating the impression that former President Weah took a phone and called Emmanuel Macron. And look, let me tell you, I view this statement two ways. One, it is possible President Weah did not call Emmanuel Macron at all. They just wanted to create the impression that the former president made some intervention. So the impression they wanted to create was whatever peaceful resolution of the matter that came from Conakry will be seen as though it was as a result of the intervention of President George Weah, former President George Weah, that had former President George Weah not intervened, it would have been difficult for Mamadi Doumbouya to agree. That was the impression the CDC folks were trying to create. The other thing about it is, see what the people that were creating the impression, the people very close to President Weah. So it could also be the fact that President Weah actually called Emmanuel Macron, but he did not want it to be public. He was probably doing his thing privately as a former president who loved his country, to say, well, maybe the president of Guinea and myself, we can get it cool like that. But I know he listens to Emmanuel Macron very well, because as a matter of fact, that guy was in a special unit in the French military. So I will call Emmanuel Macron to prevail on him. Probably that could be possible too. I'm saying it because of the caliber of people who are doing the post. They're not just ordinary seditions. They're people with proximity to His Excellency, the former president. So probably President Weah see the thing public now and say, no, but the conversation I had with Macron, it was not public. Why you want to brand me? You want to make me look like, I'm part of it. So when anything, in the case it don't work out, they will make it look like, oh, Joe Weah then, or maybe they were part of it. So the former president said, no, I got to issue statement. Disclaimer, I was not part of it. Or he actually did not call Emmanuel Macron. So two perspectives. One is the fact. One could be the fact. The other thing is, now, the Hodges mayor who put in for administrative leave. I'm just thinking loud. The mayor is not sick. The administrative leave here, if he didn't want a job, he would have resigned. But he is being questioned. He is being investigated by the board of the Liberia Airport Authority. I don't know whether it was a good thing for the president to accept his request for leave. This is precedent. Again, other people say, yeah, it was a good thing because probably had he remained on the job, taking pay and having influence at the same time, he would have influenced the investigation. Now, in the statement, I heard them mentioning that the Ministry of Justice should investigate and submit a report to the president within 30 days. What did the board investigation say? Because it seemed to me as though the guy was being investigated by the board. If the board investigation held him for anything, held him liable for anything, should the president accept his leave? If the board held him liable, say you did something, was an acceptance for leave the right procedure, the right action by the president? Because we've seen, again, sometimes people can learn from a lot of things. Probably the situation with Dr. Dugbe Chris Nya, where the board took action, recommended to the president took some action. Well, he gone to court, he won it at a lower court. I think there's an appeal process going on. Probably the president say, maybe, look, the results that came from the board here will hold it here, let the Justice Ministry do another investigation. I'm just thinking. Because to have sent this man to the Ministry of Justice tells me that the board investigated him and the board made some recommendation out of a suspension or submission to the Ministry of Justice. It means there are probable cause in some of the things the board said he did. So my point is, if that is the case, I'm saying if, should the president have accepted his leave to say, yeah, even though the board say I did this, let me read this statement again, because that is the implication I'm getting from the statement. That is the implication I'm getting from this statement. That one, there might have been a bold investigation, and the statement is not telling us what the bold investigation says. President Boakai has accepted a request of the managing director of the Liberia Airport Authority, Ernest Hodges, to proceed for unadministrated leave pending the outcome of an ongoing investigation into allegations raised by the authority's board of directors into allegations raised. So apparently the board of the LAA raised some allegations against this man. Say the man is corrupt, the man is some money, or the man did something wrong. And I know the board will not come up to say those kinds of things probably if an investigation wasn't done. Of course, don't get me wrong. There are also evidence of instances where some boards have made recommendations to the president without investigating the head of institution, like in the case of Emma Glasgow. She continued to repeat that the board did not call her, the board did not investigate her, the board never ever heard from her, but it made recommendations to the president. So I don't know in Hodges' case, because they sent him to the Ministry of Justice as a result of allegations from the board. Is it that the board is accusing him, or the board accused him and the board conducted an investigation and gave him due process, and the board have come out to say this man is corrupt or something happened, and then based on the board's recommendation sent to the president has not gotten the Ministry of Justice involved, so the man out for leave? I'm just thinking, because when the president start to do these things, it will be prison. The day another minister or any board, somebody do something somewhere, they will say, but the president will have a leave. And the president, and let me step aside until the whole thing goes. The president say, yeah. Step aside until the Ministry of Justice can investigate. On the 30th of April, they would have submitted investigation. Then we can make a determination in the matter. I don't know whether that is a good thing. Again, the president of the country will always be the president. 8 o'clock, the ambassador of Ireland will be here as our guest this morning. He's coming with a team of musicians. We'll talk about St. Patrick's Day. It will take us up to 9 o'clock when we play host to folks from the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. So I'm just thinking loud. About the whole Liberia Airport Authority thing. Maybe I will endeavor to talk to some members of the board. I don't know whether they want to talk to me about the situation. This morning, today's Tuesday, All eyes are going to be on the Liberia National Police to see what's the update, what's going to happen next in the case involving Samuel Jackson, who is now a suspect in the circumstances that led to the death of his South African wife. This is the Morning Rush. 0777 700 995 0555 026 995 0555 995 995. Good morning.
Good morning, Clarence Jackson.
Good morning.
Let me say good morning to all the listeners. My name is Robert Political Blatter Bermondsey. I call you this morning from the Congress State in Congress. As the official airport of the Mali Congo with the Democratic team. Let me appreciate this morning, people, for your analysis and fair analysis on the situation about the Guinean and Liberian border. Firstly, let me appreciate all Liberians. And first, I want to appreciate those gallant men, courageous men who went there first to protect our border. If it hasn't been for these guys that went at that era, and be a different situation. I also appreciate the government's late intervention. But then we appreciate those guys that were later on criticized. That why they should go there. This guy went down there into space. So when I'm looking at party, even though some of the decisions, they wrote a party with glitter and they went there, they said, this is our country and we must defend and protect our territorial country. Because the Guinean, the guys, man, the guys are Jonta Leo. The man who took over as president, he took over for a democratic president. So they could do anything to create instability of our country. So we appreciate the guys. And we also appreciate...
Okay, thank you, sir. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Piso.
Good morning. Sabu, you're very low, but go ahead. Hello?
Am I loud, Piso?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, Piso, for the recognition again, I'm Sabu Rasta to the public. I'm joining the unique conversation, the brilliant conversation from Point 4 for Zimbabwe. Look, first, Piso, my attention was very drawn to the fellow from the statement from the former president. Look, let me give kudos to President. We can't laugh. We had never laughed before. That is a true leadership.
Damn, I mean, that strong statement, we had never laughed before.
But people, how people don't want to say what you all can after me, people.
We ourselves would disagree with you on that one, my man.
No. Because every day that people talk, we are go line or just put in film with school. We are saying, no, I will not do that. I will tell people I'm not feeling with school. We are went by the school. So people, we are the honest men, man. That's why we love we are. And let me tell you, people, you coming from the Guinea, they say don't be the Guinea in the labyrinth. By the time the president scored 0, man. The president scored 0. Look how the president busted. That I qualify, I competent. I don't know why I ran the situation. There are things I even know that you can keep on 18 years. So
what? When you say the president scored 0, what do you mean?
Exactly. Because Clarence, somebody will never work for the whole kind of Clarence. They got beating Clarence children. That was not crazy. That's what it is. I said it happened before the kind of Clarence. So the president explained what happened in the case. They said we don't know what happened. What caused that statement? Say what led to the shooting of another Liberia? Want to know? Thank you, Piso. Thank you.
I don't get that point when you say he scored 0. I don't get it. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, my friend.
My name is Ishmael Flomo. I join you from Piso.
Yeah, Ishmael.
Just man, thank you for your analysis on the situation. But I have a contrary geopolitical view.
It makes it better.
I think if you look at the timing of the Guinean aggression, it's happening at a time when Liberia had just given order for the vice president to take a Russian asset they call Putin Mountains. And that asset, so you see the pressure from Guinea. So my question is it that this is a proxy, Guinea is doing for, proxy pressure they're putting on us because the Russian have asked them to do that? And don't be surprised if the Russian ambassador has also intervened to tell Liberia that he's willing to, to talk to Liberia again. So all these things are on the table. Don't take it for granted.
Okay, Ishmael. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do we have a caller yet? Yeah, we do. Thank you, Ishmael. We do. Let's talk to my friend, this guy. Hello.
Good morning, Piso.
Good morning, sir.
I want to take this time to give you a flower because you are one of the journalists that always remind me the late Mamadi Jakite. When I see you behind the microphone, you are one of the critical voices that always analyze. You analyze the topics and your sources are genuine. So we must give you your flower.
Thank you, brother.
And to conclude, if PUL does not give you an award, we will, question that credibility. And that's what I have to say.
Hola, how you cover? Okay, let me take another call from outside the country. Hello, the guy that can sleep, can call, so we gotta make them talk. Hello?
Hello, Clarence.
You are live.
Good morning, huh? Good morning to the loving people of Liberia.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Jacob Gosman, and I call from North Dakota.
All right, Jake.
I think to the contrary view of my brother who called to say the president scored 0, I don't know whether he honors diplomacy. I don't know whether he understands what they call diplomacy. Because even by President Bouaga leaving from Liberia going to Guinea does not take away anything. We're not looking at how many army people Guinea get. We're not looking at how many army people Liberia get. But let's look at the fight and the reality as neighbor. So, going to Guinea, calling for peace, it does not mean to say it show weakness. I think normally when you go to your friend and say I'm sorry, it does not show that you are lazy. But it shows some form of leadership and big brothership. So I think the president acted in wisdom by picking up his friend from Sierra Leone, going to Guinea, having this conversation. And right now as we speak, do you know that the Guinean army chief just spoke and they have just withdrawn?
Yeah. I just read their statement. They're calling for the immediate withdrawal of all their troops.
So the caller who said the president scores 0, how do the president score 0? If he has not gone to dialogue for us to be at peace. I know some people just saying that they want war and they have never had it. They don't know how war look like. I see young people ever posting on Facebook, before I go for the war, let me buy my car. Before they walk out, let me eat my food. I hope somebody who pray for war who have just seen some of the things some of us saw, then they would never pray for war. But thank you, Piso.
Thank you,
President Bouaga, and thanks to the government for dialoguing with our Guinean counterpart that today we can have peace. Let the people enjoy in Solomon. Let it cross the river to go do their business. We are happy.
Thank you, Gosin. Thank you so much. Let me take another call on this line. Hello, sir.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, my friend. How are you, Uncle?
Fine. My name is Charles Robert, and I'm in Ruvio.
Yes.
And for the record, I live in Fuya for more than 6 years. Even up to now, while in Moria, I go to Fuya more than 2-3 times.
And you used to go across Guinea, do your messing.
My man, I was a very serious young man, and Nana are not very serious the way I was serious. I was serious, potential, decision maker, influential, and youth leader. So I had a Guinean wife.
Because while I'm talking, it, you just give me.
No, I have a Guinean. My son had a Guinean mother. Now she is dead. And I can make that clear.
Yeah.
So may also rest in peace. So my son had a Guinean mother. About the situation at the airport, Clarence, the condition where stealing becomes stealing and then stealing becomes embezzlement.
Yes.
Yeah.
At some point, people can steal. Some point, people embezzle.
Yeah. So when to take something that don't belongs to him, that's stealing. When robbers or rackets take something that don't belong to him, like embezzlement.
Maybe you can just say privileged people because Topadense can be privileged people. Small than
okay, so now you can categorize it. So the way I say it, you already know what I'm talking about. I got privilege and underprivilege, so that's what I'm saying. So I gotta make it different. I gotta name
what are you driving at?
What I'm driving at, Mazakwai was accused at the Bureau of State Enterprise. And Mazakwai investigation, you were already dismissed. The one investigation while he was before NSCC, Mazakwai was dismissed. Now Hodges, so you see what I've talked about in Rawson. Now a Hodges is accused of soliciting bribe on live audio from an international group of people. And now they say administrative leave. They just want to, look, you can't do that to us. This is government. We can't be changing the rules. We can't be removing the polls. Let it remain the days We are fighting corruption. We promise the Liberian people that we will fight corruption here to turn. So fighting it, we should use a zero and we should apply it correctly.
Okay, Charles.
Applying it selectively, then it's unfair.
Thank you,
Let
Charles.
us go dismiss him or suspend him. Let the public show that he's suspended against the administrative leave.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take another call.
This
Hello.
man, he's a warning man. He just wants to fight war.
Oh, hello.
We have to be very careful.
Oh, sir, you were not on. This president, every time you call, the way he speaks, his perspective is sometimes we need to be careful. Let's go right here. Hello.
Yeah. Good morning, Clarence.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I didn't hear your name. Oh.
Yeah, thank you, Clarence. This is Lawrence Conta from the borough of Nilkutan.
Okay.
The official spokesperson of Unity Party and Secretary General of Unity Party Intellectual Bureau. Clarence, President Baka Kame, I don't think it was coincidence. I think his leadership wisdom has proven beyond what we have seen. Other people may have the personal perspective that the president scores zero. Because once you look at the incident in Foya, I think the president used all what it takes, all of the experience to remedy the problem. So today, if we have seen Vivian Sawyer backing up from that point and other people seem to look different, I think it's part of fortunate. We will not train our country on the path of how people think, how their personal feeling could be. So we will not train our country on that path. So kudos to the president. We have come a very long way with what.
Okay. Thank you. We will take the ambassador very shortly. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Clarence Jackson, one of the most admired journalists in Nigeria.
And I thought something. The day I thought something, you want to hear you, Motora Sintio. But very job, David Goya. Let's hear you.
This is Kebon Ega Bompato Asha Waigoza.
Okay.
One of the indigenous sons of Blaise Zapier.
Oh, you're from Glay, my friend. Oh. Oh, wow. Let's hear you.
Yeah. There's the current secretary-elect of Yahweh Mesron University Student Association, Yamusa.
Okay.
So, thank you very much for your analysis. You know, most of the time, some of us, every time things are happening in the country, we feel discouraged. By the time we listen to your analysis, we feel revived, we feel resuscitated in our emotional balances and things like that. So, like you said earlier, when you were putting your issues into perspective, especially when it comes to our country military, I think, good morning, Malu. I think the president needs to do better or to do more to invest into the Liberia Army, wherewith, when it comes to the recruitment process, most of the policies put into place that you got to have bachelor degree or master's degree before you become enlisted as an army personnel got to be reconsidered. Because I tell you for free, I got most of my friends in the army. You can understand that there are disparities there in terms of respect. Is that if somebody has a master and a man just got recruited, and then the other person who just got recruited, the commander having an associate of art degree, that guy who got master's will try to navigate his way through the system to get position. So the disrespect in the army is too much. So if the president can consider most of those recruitment policies and be able to incorporate high school graduates and and people.
My man,
like
you
that,
sure what you're saying? Because the military is a disciplined institution.
I know it's a disciplined institution, but I'm telling you nowadays, for honor men to give commander respect, it takes the one who is very disciplined. So what I'm trying to say in short is that the president needs to invest more in the military so that at least annual we can recruit up to 1,000+ men to serve the army.
Okay. That's a final call. Final call right here. Hello.
Good morning, people. Clarence.
Good morning. Final caller, man.
Thank you, CJ. I'm Chini, and I call you for Honorable David Civil Avenue. Clarence, the situation between Liberia and Sierra Leone.
No. Gee, wait. Nothing between Liberia and Guinea.
Liberia and Guinea. But first of all, let me say thanks to China for teaching the president how to do a job.
No, he was expressing his opinion.
So, opinion, you'll be telling somebody what to do, Clarence. So, take my China and tell the president what to do. We're happy for that. But, Clarence, on a sure note, the government score F. Clarence, And the government, I think, communicate to the citizen well. That government not doing well. Gary, you are one of the intelligent in the country. The government, I was capable to tell exactly what went on to that era. The level of job of Guinea, we try to level of the situation is can we happy for that. But Gary, you know that if you have a child, this is fair enough person. And you go and apologize to the person, you must come out to the child and tell
No. Liberia did not go to apologize. You're not. No. But that analogy, no, you're not saying something. That kind of no, Chief. 1 minute. Liberia did not go to apologize. If you even listen to the Guinean statement and other statements I read, it said it was the Guinean president who called for that emergency meeting. So you can say Liberia went to apologize.
No, I'm not saying Liberia go apologize.
No, that the impression you creating, my friend.
No, but Carrie, I mean concluding, Carrie.
You concluding, but don't misinform us. I will correct you if you did that.
Okay. I will tell us but Carrie, that's the issue. Carrie, the people are in for them to realize a mistake tomorrow, for the Guinea to realize a mistake tomorrow. That will the problem be informed on it. What thing that happened down there? For now, we don't know the exact thing that happened down there. We don't get attention. Who's supposed to tell us exactly what happened down there?
So if you were listening, if you were listening to me a few minutes ago, I just said from what I know that the meeting in Guinea yesterday would not end everything completely. There will be follow-ups, and I believe there will be a lot of meetings done. But let me take young Liberian historian Emmanuel Kofa as a final call. The ambassador of Ireland is already in our studio. We can get him waiting. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson.
Good morning, Kofa. Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you for having me at the platform. So I want to appreciate the President of Liberia, given the stand that he has taken that diplomatic path. For too long, we've lost territory. We can all recall as it relates to the Gardner in Sierra Leone, the of Danale, San Pedro, Buto in Africa. And we signed treaties in 1907 and we give those territory out. The Makona issue is a kind of an issue that arises from the days of colonial period, the boundaries issue. And I must applaud the president for the step taken. So I think there is a need that we invest, like someone said, equally so into our military, because given the military might of Liberia and that of Guinea, we cannot go to war. And besides, it's not just about the might. We are sisterly nations and we have coexisted over the period of time. I think diplomacy is the best way to go. Thank you for having me on your platform.
Exactly. Diplomacy is the right way to go. So we will, as a matter of courtesy, I would take Mayor Tapla. Is it Major Tapla? But I see one of the spokespersons of the Armed Forces of Liberia, Mayor Tapla. Yeah, he's calling me. Let me take him. Probably he wants to make a correction, and then we can take the ambassador. A team of musicians from Ireland, they're here. I know they will do us some freestyle. Let's take a break. If we get Mayor Tapla, we'll take him very shortly. Let's hear from the Armed Forces of Liberia. The land of liberty is our home. Let us keep it standing. It's the one and only home that we have. Let me bring the music down. Mayor Tabla, just a few seconds quickly. I know probably you want to comment on something. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you very much again for having me on your show.
Okay.
I am Lieutenant Colonel Tapla.
Oh, Tapla, sorry. I continue to say Mayor. It's an error. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem. I know you're not a military personnel.
Yeah.
So I've been following your show. I'm a regular follower of your show also. But I just called to make a correction on the caller before the last caller.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
That there is huge indiscipline in the military, the AFL. That is not true. I respect his view and the view of every Liberian. The AFL appreciates, views or ideas from the public, but it is good to contact the AFL itself if you have such information. Okay. The AFL is highly disciplined, and every Liberian knows it. The entire world is aware.
Tabla, I already thought for you, ba.
Yeah, it's highly disciplined. What he's talking about in terms of education, when you come from outside with a master's degree coming into the AFL, you will just make your way through to the hierarchy. It is not true. If you come, for instance, we're talking about recruitment 2026, and we are calling for high school graduates and college students. So even if you have your master degree, you're not going to present your master degree during the recruitment exercise because we only need high school graduate. You come with your high school paper or paper that says you are a college student.
Okay.
Because when you come in, you are starting from a particular rank, and there is no way you can kind of manipulate your way through the system to be over people that you met in.
Thank you, Tabla.
Yes, so let us get it clear.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So we have His Excellency, the Ambassador of the friendly, I like to say, the friendly Republic of Ireland. He's here with us in the studio. I would like him call his own name because I don't like to mispronounce people's names. And then we have three other persons. I'm told they're supposed to be Irish musicians. Our discussion today will particularly focus on the celebration of St. Patrick's Day. How is it important to the people of Ireland? What do they want us to know about the St. Patrick's Day itself and all these things? Mr. Ambassador, I'd like to say good morning and welcome to OKFM. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Clarence, and thank you for having me and the musicians on the show. So my name is Gerard Considine, and I have been the ambassador to Liberia since 2024.
Ambassador, thank you so much for coming. Let's go around the table. Each of you just introduce yourself.
Hi, Clarence. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm Edmar O'Connor.
An Irish musician? Yeah. I want you to say it that way so we know who's here. Let's talk to you, yeah?
Hello, Clarence, and good morning to all your listeners. My name is Attracta Niamh Roddy. I'm from Ireland, and I play the fiddle and the flute.
Wow. We're coming to pure music here this morning. Let's hear you too. You can pull it just how you like. It moves around, yeah.
Hi, Clarence. Thanks for having us on the show. My name is Amy O'Dwyer, and I'm an Irish dancer.
You're a dancer?
Yeah.
You do small dance for us this morning? Your Excellency, thank you for bringing these, musicians and all these people from Ireland, at least to have an appreciation. You know, is it your first time, all of you, three of you?
Yes.
Oh, none of you have been to Liberia before?
No.
Your Excellency, prior to taking assignment to Liberia, have you ever come to Liberia before?
Before being assigned here, no, I haven't. No,
You haven't?
Yeah.
You heard about Liberia?
I've heard about Liberia, yes.
What are some of the things you heard about Liberia?
Well, I suppose before I came here, Liberia was recognized as the first independent republic in Africa. And so I served in Ethiopia for a number of years. And again, similar histories there of independence. But of course, Ethiopia was colonized for a small period by Italy. So I think Liberia is very well known, and its unique nature in Africa is very well known by Irish people. Irish people, our population is 5.2 million.
5.2?
Very similar to Liberia here. But we've always looked outward in the world. So if you visit Ireland, people will be very interested in, oh, you're from Liberia. And of course, George Weah is the most famous Liberian because we love football as well, or soccer as we call it in Ireland.
Yeah.
So you will really engage with Irish people if you visit. And we're very interested in international politics and the world in general. You know, we're a small country, but I say there's 5.2 million of us in Ireland. But in total, worldwide, there are 70 million people of Irish descent. So our diaspora is huge. I know the Liberian diaspora is also a very important part of Liberia for Liberians. So it's very similar to Ireland. We're all over the world.
That's good. Ambassador, before we go to them, you want to talk to us a little bit about Irish Liberia's friendship and some of probably your intervention and some of the things the Irish embassy is doing here along with our government and some things that we need to know.
Okay. Thanks, Clarence. Yes, I mean, we in Liberia, as with many other countries, our first engagement by Irish people going back centuries would have been through missionaries. We have a very strong missionary presence. Catholic missionaries would have come all over the world. not as much to Liberia as to other parts of Africa, but there were some for many years, and there still are a few remaining up in Lofa. And so that would have been our initial, I suppose, engagement with Liberia was through Irish missionaries. And I think probably then most recently, I think what we're known for by Liberians is being part of the UNMIL mission, the United Nations mission in
Yeah.
Liberia. So we were part of that peacekeeping force through various missions here. And in fact, there's one of our soldiers unfortunately died during the conflict. Not just he was in a car accident near Firestone. So there's a memorial there for him and Derek Mooney, and we go and visit that every year on Decoration Day and on St. Patrick's Day. So tomorrow I will lay a wreath there. Then I think more recently again than that, our Irish development program is part of our Irish foreign policy, and our foreign policy looks at rights, human rights, reducing humanitarian need, and poverty. So poverty is the overarching focus. So as Liberia came out of the civil war, it became a post-conflict country, and we began working here initially with a development office, and then in 2018, I'm happy to say that we established an embassy here in 2018, and we have continued to grow in terms of the size of the program. We've had a number of high-level visitors in the last few years, and last year we were very fortunate to have our Minister for International Development, Neil Richmond, came to Liberia and visited and met with His Excellency President Boakai, Foreign Ministry, other sector ministries, and saw the programs we're doing with the government and with NGOs here as well. And he opened our new chancery in Singapore as well, which is a great testament to our that we're looking to Liberia in long-term thinking. And as the minister said, we're here to stay. Okay. So we've incrementally grown our program. Our main focus, as I say, is on development. So I think we're in probably 4 sectors at present. Some overlap and some are not very clear-cut sometimes. So we work in the governance area, so helping civil society hold government to account, to work with the concessions. On concessions, we work with Integrity Watch Liberia to try and generate better concession agreements for Liberia. As you know, the concessions are a massive part of the economy. So the better the agreements, the more the revenue that comes into Liberia, and the more the revenue can go to address the poverty and the needs of people here. So that's governance. Then gender, I suppose, is right across the program. So on the governance side, we're trying to increase women's political participation. As you know, Liberia's got a very low representation of women in the legislature, so we're trying to work on that, as many other donors are. So that's essentially the governance side. Then we also have sexual reproductive health rights for women. That's a big focus of our program, focusing on adolescent girls. We also work on food security and nutrition. So Ireland had unfortunately a catastrophic famine in the 1840s, where over 1 million Irish people died and emigrated because of lack of food. And this is a deep resonance with Irish people, hunger and food security. So in many countries that we work in, we work on food security and nutrition. And as you know, nutrition here in Liberia is quite a challenging area. Mm-hmm. We're working with UNICEF and with NGOs, Action Against Hunger and Concern Worldwide, which is also an Irish NGO, in different parts of the country. We can't spread ourselves too thin. Mm-hmm. We don't have that luxury of having so many people. there. So, and then the final area is a new area that we've introduced in the most recent strategy, which began in 2024. So the way we approach this is not to maybe duplicate what other countries are doing or what other donors are. So we try to find something that we think we're good at and something that we feel maybe hasn't been addressed by other donors in country. So that one, we looked at this and we saw that it was climate action was a huge issue that is affecting Liberia now and will continue to affect it. And unfortunately, as in the case around the world, it's the people who use carbon and less that are the ones who are being affected. So I think the statistics say that Liberia it'll be one of the top 10 countries affected by climate change, just given where we are geographically.
It seems the Irish government, through its embassy here, is doing a lot. I think I need to talk to the deputy head of mission so we arrange and get the ambassador back here. I think you have a lot to offer. Since today we want to focus exclusively on your St. Patrick's Day celebration. But before I move on to allow you to talk a little bit about it, then we go to them. Have you gone anywhere outside Monrovia? Do you like any of our food?
I've been to. I have 2 counties left to complete the 15
Oh, really?
counties.
You've gone a lot.
Yeah, so I haven't been to River G or Grand Cru, but I've been to all the others. Yeah, so the saying, Monrovia is not Liberia. So you don't see.
Where attracts you more?
I really liked Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah, I'm going to get in trouble now, but for picking one area out of the other.
No, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive you.
And I should, if the Irish sisters are listening, and I should also say Lofa County is also very beautiful. They're up in Vonjama, so that is.
Do you like any of our food?
Now, I am vegetarian, so that curtails me a little bit, but I know everybody else says the rice and fish is really good. And the pepe I like, but in moderation.
That's good. Okay, Ambassador, let's talk about St. Patrick's Day now. What is it in Ireland? How do you Irish people celebrate? What is its significance?
How do we celebrate? We celebrate for long hours. I suppose it's our national holiday, and the background to this is that Patrick was from Britain, and he. Obviously, this is in the 4th century, so there's it's not all very clear, but it seems that he may have been abducted and kidnapped and taken to Ireland and enslaved in Ireland by pirates, and then he managed to escape, went back to Britain, and became a Christian, and then went back to Ireland to bring Christianity to Ireland. So Ireland was a pagan country at that stage, and so he became our patron saint. And so when we were colonized also by Britain, so we didn't have our own national day as such. But when we became independent, we this became our national day. But interestingly, in other parts of the world, they celebrated St. Patrick's Day even before we could do so in Ireland. So particularly in America, we have a huge Irish-American population. So I think today you'll see, if you go online, you'll see lots of parades in all over the US, Australia, all over the world. So I suppose it very much started out as a Christian holiday. It still is, but I think now it's much broader than that. So now it's our day for really showcasing Irish culture and values. And
that's good.
We'll hear from the musicians, and I mean Irish music. Well, I'm biased, but it's just wonderful. But
it's the best.
Well, last night we had a wonderful concert with the Irish musicians and the Liberian National Choir as well, and it was just wonderful to see the fusion of the different music. So when you put musicians together, they really can come up with things.
I know.
These musicians arrived in on Sunday night, and they rehearsed yesterday with the Liberians, and they just gave us a fantastic, really special evening last night.
Well, we'll hear from them very shortly. Each of you, how do you celebrate the St. Patrick's Day back home before we come to the music? Let's start with you right there. What do you do? How do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day back home?
Well, usually, like with the Irish dancing, we'd be walking in a parade, and then we'd spend most of the day celebrating then after. So usually going to pubs for the evening. Yeah.
You do a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
When exactly is the day?
The date.
The 17th?
The 17th.
Oh, today?
Yeah,
It's today.
Oh, today. So it means today there is huge celebration across Ireland. Wow. Let's hear you too.
Probably the weekend, because today is Tuesday, so I think it probably started at the weekend.
Okay, yeah.
Kept
How
going.
do you celebrate back home?
Very much like Amy. First, I will go to Mass and I will play music in Mass. Mass in Ireland on St. Patrick's Day most often has some of our native Irish language involved. So it could be all in Irish or half and half Irish and English. So that's number one. Number two then is a parade, and maybe two parades. So you go to one, play, jump in your car, go to another parade and play there.
Wow.
So you walk, or maybe you're on a float, so a big lorry going down the street. We have banners, balloons, and plenty of shamrock. And shamrock is our national emblem. It's a small...
Your national emblem?
Emblem, yeah. Okay. It's a little bit like clover. It's just got a three-pronged little leaf on it, a leaf with little 3 parts on it. So everybody talks about then, when they're finished their parades, they drown the shamrock. And drown the shamrock means that you have to go and help the shamrock along with a pint of Guinness.
Wow. Have you celebrated St. Patrick's Day outside Ireland before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
It's always very different, but it's always lovely to go to a place like now and like today and yesterday when we played in the concert. We could bring our culture and play music with the Liberian National Academy of Music, and we heard their musicians, we heard their singers, we had a dancer as well, and they were all amazing musicians, and we had a complete joy of playing with those musicians last night. It was really excellent.
Let's hear you.
Much.
Let's hear you. Then you get a gist of what's in you. Let's hear you. How do you celebrate back home?
Much like what Dave said, you just play in the parade, play music, and maybe play in the local shops and stuff, and the local pubs.
Okay.
For the people at the parade, and then.
Have you celebrated Aksha before?
No.
Okay, no. Dr. Atumos Gay, Your Excellency, a Liberian historian residing in the United States, he's following the show, and he writes this. He says, Clarence, please extend our greetings to our Irish friends. We pay homage to our late Irish mentor, Shane Duvirut, who was assigned here at St. Patrick's. He's talking about Liberia, and Don Bosco, but tragically killed in Somalia about 20 years ago. My own ancestry has close affinity with the Irish surgeon, Dr. John Coates, who was rescued on these African shores nearly 270 years ago. He would later be involved in the freedom of Prince Abdul Rahman, who was sent to Liberia in 1829 after 40 years of enslavement in Mississippi. He's trying to draw the connect historically between Liberia and Ireland. Can we hear from you? Can you, Ambassador, what do you want them to do at this point? What do we do?
Well, I'll leave it up to them.
Okay.
Just maybe play some
yes.
traditional Irish
can you
music.
give us some traditional music? We're listening to you. Our listeners are listening to you. Let's hear something from Ireland.
We'll play a very famous popular tune in Ireland called the Sally Gardens. Sally is a type of a tree that grows widely in Ireland.
Okay.
And if you're a bold child many years ago, you might get what we call a lick of a Sally rod. It wasn't nice on the backs of your legs.
Wow. Wow. That was good. That was good. You want to do another one? I mean, you could do another one.
Yes,
Yes,
we will.
please.
We will play another one. What will we play, Edinburgh? That's lovely. It's lovely to get the woman to make the choice.
It's lovely to get a woman
To make a
to
choice.
make a choice. Oh, that's good.
We will play a jig this time. We will play a very old Irish tune called The Irish Washerwoman. And traditionally, Irish washerwomen always used a washboard. And I was driving along. Well, I wasn't driving. Our driver, Patrick, was driving. And hello, Patrick, if you're listening. We saw women using washboards yesterday, which I have never seen in real life before. So we'll play a tune in homage to all the women out doing their washing at the moment.
That's good. Oh, that's good. For how long have you done this?
52 years.
Can you say that again?
52 years.
You were very young.
Thank you.
52 years, solid years. Delegate 52 years of your life playing Irish music, entertaining the Irish people. That's good of you.
And having great fun myself.
What drew you into this?
I come from a family of musicians. My dad played the Irish flute. My mum plays the accordion. My twin sister plays fiddle. My two brothers play flute as well.
What's about any of your children? Are they following you?
I have one child, and today she is playing music in Brussels in Belgium. She plays fiddle and flute as well.
Everything about your family is music.
It's like
I see.
It's like religion.
I see.
It's every day. We play music every day.
I'm imagining 1 week if you don't do this thing. I can get the feeling. For how long have you been into it? You were very young.
Yeah. I've been playing music since I was 4.
4 years old?
4 years old, yeah.
How? What attracted you?
My two older brothers played music, and they wanted somebody to play with, so I was made play music.
Who taught you? You taught him. So that means you played that. Am I correct?
No. Edinburgh plays fiddle.
Okay.
Or violin.
Okay. Oh, the guitar?
No, violin.
Okay, that long one.
Yeah.
How were you drawn into this thing too? The dancing, you know.
I started Irish dancing when I was 5. Like the lads were saying, like my aunts and uncles and my mum, they all played music or danced. So when I was 5, then I was put into Irish dancing as well, and I've just been doing it ever since.
Wow. I'm imagining how. What do you do when you are lonely? I mean, I don't even need to ask, because you just pull off your flute.
Our life is always very relaxed, Clarence, because we play music. We have a national organisation in Ireland called Coltis, and Coltis is especially for Irish musicians and singers and dancers. We are all volunteers in the organisation, and I was elected its national president 2 years ago. So my job is to go to all our festivals, and in Ireland, our festival of Irish music is called a FLA, A fleadh is an Irish language word. We use a lot of our native Irish language at our Comhaltas events. And our fleadh, our national fleadh, or our national music festival, is called the All-Ireland Fleadh, Fleadh Cheoil na Héireann. And we will have, this year in Belfast, we will have close on 1 million people attending the event, which will go on over 9 days. Yes.
Over 9 days?
9 days. And everybody will come to enjoy the fun, enjoy our heritage, have a pint of Guinness, play music and sing and dance. And what is also very important to us are the listeners, because when we have sessions or we have performers, our listeners are really important. So many, many people in Ireland learn how to play Irish music, sing and dance. Not everybody becomes a musician, but our job in Comhaltas is to spread the joy of the music.
You should be a celebrity in Ireland. Ambassador, when they were playing, you were nodding your head. What were you thinking about? Was the music reminding you about anything? Did you play anything when you were coming up?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that question. The musicians from Ireland, they presented 30 tin whistles, which is Tractor can tell you more about the tin whistle, to the Liberian National Academy of Music last night. So the tin whistle is what I would have learnt going to school. So we would have played that, but I don't have many talents. Maybe diplomacy, hopefully, is one, but music certainly wasn't one. So no, but it's really part of our fabric as Irish people.
Yeah, that's
our
what
Irish music. So I wasn't nodding thinking. I was nodding kind of like
it seems
getting
music
into the music
is in your culture.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, very much.
Wow.
Storytelling and music are very
This
much
guy
part of
plays
the
this thing at the age of 4. I'm imagining, I mean, as young as 4 years old, you already started learning how to play this thing. Are you teaching any of your friends too?
Yeah, I teach a lot of music every day. I teach in Comhaltas, so like Comhaltas organises like lessons that happen once a week all over towns and villages in Ireland. So I come in and I teach kids how to play music, and I would have started in Comhaltas as well. My mum put me in when I was 4 because I was running around the streets and the car parks, and she didn't want me to get hit.
She didn't want you to get hit.
Yeah,
because you were hard-headed.
So she threw me into the lessons, and now I teach the lessons, so it came full circle.
Yeah. Adima, is there any point in Ireland where you have a competition and you go across the country to do? Yeah? Yeah.
Yes, there is, Clarence. The festival, the Fleadh, that I spoke to you a few minutes ago, is our utmost competition. It is our primary competition. And yes, you have counties in Ireland, and then you have your province, so you qualify. But our whole aim is to get the really serious musicians just want to win the All-Ireland, because it is a ticket to all over the world. And I have won some All-Irelands. I have 11 senior All-Ireland, or 11 titles.
You've won 11 titles?
11 titles of the All-Ireland on 3 instruments, fiddle, flute and whistle. But Edamer has won 23 on 6 instruments.
Wow.
So he beats me.
And I'm told St. Patrick's is parading today. St. Patrick's High School, somebody's telling me that. Okay, let's open the lines and talk to Liberians. If you've been to Ireland before, you heard them play this music, you want to talk about the Irish culture, you know about it. The ambassador is here in studio with 3 Irish musicians. The studio is small. I want her to dance a little bit, but the studio. Do you want to do something for us, or you want to do something for us? Yes, please. You're on camera. Do something for us. Yeah. What do you do for us? Yes. What not? Do something for us. Just do something. Yeah. Do something for us. Okay. There are 3. The other person is about to prove The other person is about to do something for us. Let's take the music. When she's available, she will let us know. Then we want down the music. When you are done, just let me know. When you are ready, let me know. We'll come and do real Irish dance in the studio here.
That we have sweet Liberia. The love is that we need to make a stand. Let's celebrate and have a peaceful home.
Somebody say Attractor is the national president of the Irish traditional music industry. We had a wonderful joint performance with them yesterday.
Have a peaceful home. Sweet Liberia.
Our Irish friends are in Liberia.
It's our home.
She's getting dressed to show us the Irish dance. She want to display the Irish dance.
The one and only home that we have, sweet Liberia, land of liberty is our home. Let us keep it standing. It's the one and only home that we have.
Okay, so we'll wind it down. They are about to play for her to dance. Wow. Wow. What a wonderful way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with us in the studio. You can have your seat. Thank you so much. At least I've gotten a gist of you. And you see, the ambassador had to go all the way down to watch the steps and all the things you were doing. Wonderful. Very wonderful. It takes energy. It takes a lot of energy to do what you just did. So let's open the lines now. Let's hear from Liberians. Your friends are here. Those of you who are watching us, you were witnessing what's going on. Let me go on our live Facebook page and read some of these messages. Gerald Nickerson says, I can really enjoy the Rwandan culture dance so much, but I think the Irish dance is better. This person says, oh, I'm watching wonderful hands are now used in this other dance. Wow, so beautiful. Wow, I love the dance. At least it gives us a stress-free life. That 1 and 2 beautiful dance. A lot of people commending you, man. 0777 700-995. Let me hear from some Liberians. Good morning.
Good morning. That's Clarence Jackson.
Good morning.
Let me say good morning. And let me say good morning to Honorable Ambassador and 14 you.
This is activist McLean Render, and I do join you this morning in West Point, Aluja office. Let me commend the team for celebrating St. Patrick's Day. You know, Veteran Jackson, I watched the mother dancing, and it's kind of like it stretches the mind. However, there's one thing that one of them said that caught my attention. That has to do with her first time seeing Liberians using wash bowl. If a woman in Liberia to use wash bowl, she has been hearing it, but in the culture, is the first time seeing it. I want to invite her to West Point Aluja office. Let she come and let me tell her to West Point. It's thousands of Liberian women coming this morning using wash bowl.
That's good. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, but my name is Cyrus, and I do join you from the Japan Freeway this morning.
Okay, Cyrus.
Yeah, thank you so much this morning for the program.
Mm-hmm.
You see, those are the Liberians that are calling for war or that are saying...
No. We're talking about the Irish St. Patrick's Day celebration and the dance in studio. That's how we're talking now. Okay, let's take you. Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Ezekiel T. Kinema, and I do join you from Cornhill.
Yeah, Ezekiel.
I mean, in the first place, I congrat the ambassador by taking up both steps to promote the youth in their career.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing, and I think that our leaders should follow their kind of foster that when you are appointed in those countries, I mean, these are ways that you push out your culture, and it's very important.
Okay.
I mean, for me, I'm an employee, and those young folks in the studio this morning, man, hey, guy, I said thanks to you guys, and I hope you guys should keep pushing your career. This should not be the end for you. Thanks so
Thank
much,
you.
and hope for your program to be a successful one.
Shadrach Thomas said, wow, she danced so nicely. Her feet are so fast. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Clarence.
Good morning. Good morning, brother.
I'm Orlando Boys, the first call from Monrovia.
Orlando, let's hear you.
Clarence, I'll tell you what, Ireland is a nice place to be. Okay. I've had the opportunity to visit Ireland before.
Okay.
And coincidentally, I'm put out of St. Patrick's High School. So today is a very important day for me.
Okay.
I will be at the parade today.
You'll be in your uniform?
Yeah, I got my uniform ready. You know, today we're trying to open the St. Patrick's High School. St. Patrick's, yes, of course, he was a very, very, very good man. And his legacy are all around.
The men say he used to distill campus.
No, and they all used to man. Wow.
Baba, man.
So quiet. But Ireland is a very good place. The dancing that I've seen it, and they do a lot of good things. They have a lot of historical sites.
Okay.
You have the opportunity to visit Ireland.
I hope to visit Ireland one of these days.
Yes.
I hear a lot about Ireland.
You know the Guinness house, the home of Guinness is in Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice place to be.
Okay, Rano, thank you so much. Thank you. Let's take another call. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Brother Clarence. Let me say good morning to His Excellency, Mr. Impact, to the team.
Yeah.
My name is General Johnson, and I joined from my daddy.
Okay.
And
you're getting too many commendations for your dance. Too many commendations. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I want to say congratulations to him and his team. And then let me say happy St. Patrick's Day. And then I have 2 questions for asking. The first question is I have somebody get a visa to go to Ireland from the embassy.
Irish visa?
Yeah, Irish visa. How the visa process look?
Okay.
And then the second question I want to ask, what are Ireland's wondering to provide job opportunities for Liberians?
Okay, what Ireland provides job opportunity. Maybe I will work with the deputy head of mission. I think we can organize another show, get people from the embassy to come exclusively and talk about these kinds of things. I don't want us to get mixed up with a lot of things this morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Jackson.
Yeah.
This is Ambassador Medic Papadi. I want to welcome our Irish friends in Liberia. We want to make them to feel free in Liberia. They can go wherever they want to go, and there are beautiful cultures in Liberia that they can learn, and we can also collaborate with some of our musicians as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Let me take the final call right here, then we can go back to our ambassador. Hello? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Good morning to the OK family, and also I'm thankful to have the ambassador, His Excellency, in studio. My name is Piers. Call from Olympia. My son, he has. Good morning, Your Excellency.
Yeah, he's listening.
Your Excellency, I want to thank you for everything your country has done for the Republic of Liberia. I have followed your country for many, many years. At the time that Madam Mary Robertson was president, and up to this time, my son he graduated from high school. He has he studies there into medical science. So how do we get to the embassy so that he can go to Ireland and study to become a medical doctor here in Liberia and help transform the country?
Thank you. Finally. Hello? Yes. Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, final question. Final
Good
caller.
morning. Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
This is Edmund Sibo calling from the park of RWCA.
Yeah?
I have been following the Irish culture for a very long time. I love that. I always go on their website and download their culture, their musical performance. I love the Irish people. Thank the ambassador for bringing the musician on board. So at least let it form a school here to train our Liberian brothers and sisters in the various school. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ambassador, you're receiving a lot of commendation for at least not just sitting here at the embassy and celebrating, but bringing these musicians from Ireland to come here. How frequent do you hope to do this?
Thank you, Tony.
Go ahead. It's okay.
Thank you. And thanks to all the listeners for those really lovely positive comments about Ireland, because we, as I said, Ireland and Liberia, we have links, but we want to strengthen those links. So sharing our culture is part of that. But one element that we're really proud of in our program, and people have mentioned this about education. So Ireland is really our education is what has changed Ireland from a poor country frankly when I was growing up in European terms to a very prosperous one now. So we pride ourselves on our education, and we have a former teacher here in our midst, and another one who's training to be a teacher. But what we have with Ireland and Liberia is a fellowship program. So every year we try to send 10 or so Liberians to Ireland to study at master's level. So people have to have their undergraduate, their primary degree before, and we open that as widely as possible to government ministries that we work with and NGOs that we also partner with. So that's a really and every year we have a program for the returning fellows and the ones going out, and it's just lovely to see people coming back with such positive stories about Ireland. The only negative they have about Ireland is the rain, which I always tell them Monrovia has more rain than Ireland, but I think our rain is, you can get 4 seasons in 1 hour in Ireland. So we don't have a rainy season as such as we do here. But thank you for all those positive comments. And yeah, we try to bring out musicians, different musicians every year. And normally we do the St. Patrick's Day back-to-back with the embassy in Freetown, so that the musicians can travel a little bit more, but unfortunately it wasn't possible this year to go between the 2 countries. But yeah, it is all really encouraging, and it's lovely to see how positively Irish music and culture is received here in Liberia.
Okay. Let's get your final comment, your parting comments. We can go around the table, then the ambassador will finally close it up.
I'd just like to say thanks very much, Clarence, for having us on, and thanks very much to everyone for the good comments. And I hope to be back in Liberia soon.
That's good. Let's get to you. Yeah. The master dancer.
Thanks very much, Clarence, for having us on the show. It's lovely to be here in Liberia, and I'd love to come back again.
Yeah, please. Let's listen to our teacher.
And same again. It's really lovely to be here. The Liberian people are so friendly and so welcoming to us, and even walking around, people saying hello And we're delighted to be here, and we're delighted to enjoy your culture as well as ours. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Ambassador, finally.
No, again, just thank you very much, Clarence, and I hope people have enjoyed learning about Ireland and our music. And I think, as Attracta has said there, we have a saying in our language, Gaeilge, Céad Míle Fáilte, and so it's 100,000 welcomes. So we feel that we're a very welcoming country, but as Attracta has said, Liberians are equally so, and it is lovely to be received so warmly, and as Attracta said, even walking along the street, people will say hello to you, which is a very Irish thing. Not so much in the capital city, but like if you pass anyone in the villages, you just say hello, whether you know them or not.
Yeah.
So maybe we might have one. Can we have time for one parting shot?
Music?
Parting glass?
Yes, please. Please give us one parting song. That's good of the ambassador. Thank you. Give us something.
We will play you the most famous Irish polka of all. It's called Peg Ryan's Polka.
Wow.
Peg Ryan died about 2 months ago. She was 102 years old.
Really? Okay.
So it's a very simple little tune that anybody who has ever heard Irish music will have heard this tune. Which note do you want? And we play it in 2 different keys.
Okay.
Go B first and then high F once you reach.
Oh, Your Excellency, I'd like to say thank you so much. Just want to give us a few seconds, your parting comments.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I think I've said everything. We'll do it again next year. If you'll have us back.
No, I will always. Your time is always available. We're open up to anything.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Ambassador, and thanks to you, thanks to all of our friends. We look forward to seeing you again anytime the celebration of St. Patrick's Day. You've given us an impression of how your Irish culture and your music, but most especially the way you dance. We'd like to say thanks to all of you. Okay, my friends, we're taking a break to let our friends go, and then we'll come back at 9 o'clock right here.
Without togetherness, we won't have a peace of mind. Let's celebrate and have a peaceful home. Sweet Liberia, land of liberty is our home. Let us keep it standing Ladies and gentlemen, Second Jiba will now dedicate this song to the Liberian people. After a period of 133 years of one-party system, it is the time that the Liberian people will vote and choose their own leader. So let us all celebrate a peaceful.
Our friends from the Liberia Telecommunications Authority are here.
Unity.
And we will begin very shortly.
Prosperity. Yeah.
Yeah, Gusto Fala and writing business. They are here to discuss activities in honor of Consumer Month, as organized by their institution, the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. I will allow them introduce themselves, so you match the face with the name. And that will be done in a jiffy. I want to allow senior brother and mentor Augustus Fala to shake up a little bit. I just music then to make papi then to waste beer on the cow. One lango. I have to bring the music down. For anything less than that, it will just be a dancing show. Because I'm feeling it. You know, these are the songs that kept our people together, I'm telling you. Okay, this is the OK Morning Rush from wherever you're watching us. I'd like to say welcome. This is the Tuesday, May 17th edition of the show. Our friends from the Liberia Telecommunications Authority are comfortably seated. Now, we'll be talking about Consumers Month. It's been organized by the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. What is it? What do they do? Why a Consumers Month? We'll begin from our far right with the introduction, then we begin the discussion. Good morning to the both of you.
Morning.
Yes, let's hear you.
Good morning, Clarence. My name is Likbele M. Yamalong from the Liberia Telecommunications Authority, Consumer Affairs Manager.
And I'm Augustus Fala, Consumer Supervisor at the Consumer Section at LTA.
Chief Augustus Fala.
Thank you.
Every time I see him, I'm reminded about the Forum newspaper.
Exactly. Absolutely. Great.
Big brother, how's everything?
God is good. We are there. Everything is okay. So long you have life, there's hope. And so long you have life, then it means that you are moving. So it's great. I'm fine. Everything is okay.
Billy, how about you too?
I'm good.
I like the name. Typical Pelende.
Typical Pelende, yes.
Typical Pelende. Yeah, let's hear you.
Yes, I'm okay. Very glad to be on OKFM and to be with the famous Clarence Jackson.
Okay, and I like being with you too.
Yeah.
Yes, and let's talk about LTA first. Gus will give us a picture, and then you can eye it up. Every time we hear Liberia Telecommunications Authority, what do? You telephone company too? People can buy SIM card from you to call. What do you do?
Actually, we don't sell product services. We are a regulator. We regulate the sector in Liberia, the telecommunications sector in Liberia. When you talk about anything that borders on telecommunication activities in the country, be it a MNO, that's a mobile network operator, or ISP, that's the internet service provider, and any other thing that related to communication in the country, this is what we do as regulator. We regulate the sector.
Anybody want to add?
Yes, I think Mr. Fala said most of it. So I would like to use his famous word with the referee. So we're in between the service providers and the consumers or the customers. So we are play that role of making sure that the rights of consumers are protected, that they have a place when they have issues. So that's the role of the regulator.
That's good. So what is this customer month all about? What can you tell us? What's prompting the LTA, to do this special event? What is it?
Okay, I will start, Clarence. The Consumer Month, as organized by the Liberia Telecommunication Authority, is a particular month that we set aside. Though our job, like we just told you, is a referee role, we regulate the sector. But most of what we do is consumer education, consumer information. We are like creating awareness for our consumers to be informed, well informed as they engage the service provider in terms of products and services. So the Consumer Month is set aside this month, March particularly. Internationally, let me start with brief history. Internationally, March 15, which was just a day or two ago, is organized by the RTU. RTU is the International Telecommunication Union. And but the history about the Consumer Month actually started with one president of the United States known as John F. Kennedy. In 1962, John F. Kennedy engaged the U.S. Congress to explain generally not only about telecom activities, but the important about consumers, be it in every sector that border on ecosystem. So he engaged the U.S. Congress to explain to them that, look, consumer is very important in every aspect of what we do. So with that engagement, he told the Congress that we should set aside a specific date, which is March 15th, to celebrate internationally as Consumer Day. But then this is the first time in Liberia. So we thought, looking at our environment, looking at our country as a developing country, we can't just do it for one day. So we thought to do it for the whole month. Under the theme, building trust, quality, service, and fair treatment for all.
that is for all consumers in Liberia. So, just for a brief history, this is what prompted the consumer or LTA to organize a whole month with activities about the consumers. And then with these activities, I can freely tell you that we are engaging consumers in all roles, be it keke rider, be it marketing association members, even like the media, as we're doing now with you. This is some of the awareness we are creating for our consumers who are listening to your Wale platform. So these are things we do. We also engage with various ministries and agencies. We have been going to marketplaces. We have been going to schools, engaging students. We have also, in fact, engaged some key institutions. For example, the RIA. We were there because we know this is a gateway of people who coming in. As you come in, we want to inform you the role of the regulator in the country. So these are some form of awareness and just a brief history to give you why the consumer month.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I also wanted to ask Lible, why now? And he was talking about engagement specifically. What do we expect this month?
Thank you very much. One of the cardinal things we want to implement this month is for consumers to be reassured that they're not powerless. That if you have an issue with a service provider, you have a system in place that protects you. And so part of the activities of the Consumer Month is to bring those awareness to consumers. So as we speak to you now, our team members are currently in traffic around the ministerial complex. They are engaging consumers who are in traffic. They are creating more awareness out there, but while we are also engaging the media. So it is paramount that consumers...
What awareness is that? What do they want them to know?
So they want them to know what are their rights.
Okay.
What are your rights as consumers? For example, you have a right to quality service. You have a right to accurate billing. You have a right to privacy. You have a right to redress when something goes wrong. So, and the service providers are on an obligation to make sure that these regulations meet these basic standards. So, some consumers may not be aware that they have these rights. That, okay, if something happens, I can just, look, we're saying Liberia, Lima will go. No, that's not the way it should go. So, we have to make sure that consumers are, first of all, aware of what those rights are. And how, if those rights are violated, how can they make a complaint to the LTA? And how they can also be aware of their responsibilities as well as consumers. So it's it works both ways. The consumers have
Win-win.
responsibilities, and they also have rights. So part of Consumer Month, as Mr. Fala has fully articulated, is to show that these consumers are able to understand these rights, because as we go along, there will come a time when we'll bring them together.
Okay.
That we all engage with them along with their service providers. We do that all the time, in fact. We, through our regular consumer forum, we have in different localities. We bring consumers from different sectors of society. For example, those who are differently abled. We had a specific engagement with the group of 77 at some point, the Association of the Blind at some point, and different groups in Buchanan, in Monrovia, in other parts of the country. So part of our approach is not to look at one consumer in one bracket, but different categories of consumers. And we've made sure that these consumers are educated about their rights. In some cases, we provide literacy to them, basic literacy, how to navigate your telecom services and your products. So yes, the Consumer Month is part of that broad initiative in making sure that every consumer is brought on board. Okay. Yeah.
Recently, Gus, we'll get to your other colleague who just came for introduction, but recently the Liberia Telecommunications Authority, you launched something called the Consumer Protection Regulation. Mm-hmm. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, in fact, this is part of what my manager just spoke about. We launched the Consumer Protection Regulations specifically to protect interests of the consumers. Because, LTA, like we told you earlier, he said, in my own words, say we are referee. And so among two players, we check and balance activities of whether Team A is playing fair or not, or whenever Team B play fast, then how do referee check and see the regulations and see how to protect them and all of these things. So yes, last year we launched the Consumer Regulation Protection, an instrument that guard both the service provider in their operation as business people, and at the same time as consumer, like some of the things we're talking about now, consumer, you should know your rights and responsibilities, because most of us in Liberia, we are challenged with issues about reading. If I'll put it this way, our country, we having a huge illiteracy rate in the country. So as a means of guard for LTA to protect the consumers and the interests as well of the business people, that's why we introduced these consumer regulation protection instruments are there. That, for example, if you give wrong information to the consumer and the consumer check it up, we have a regulation. I mean, we have a portion of regulations that will. It's almost like bringing you to book. If you place check, it's almost like checkmating you.
Okay.
So these are some issues that the particular regulations or the instrument that you're talking about. That's why I speak about.
Okay, let's get your colleague who just came in. Just introduce yourself, please.
I'm Lester Washington too. Lester Washington too, Consumer Affairs Assistant.
No, 1 minute. 1 minute, sir. Okay, let's go ahead. Yeah.
So I'm Lester Washington too, Consumer Affairs Assistant at the Liberia Telecommunications Authority.
Lester to Consumer Affairs
Assistant.
Assistance at the LTA. Okay, yes, you've been following. What do you add to some of the things they talk about, especially your consumer protection regulation you were just talking about?
Yeah, concerning the regulation, most especially 5.2, 7.1, 9.1, all speak about consumer rights, like 5.2, all of the services must be clear, precise, and exact. When the mobile network operators, when they're putting out promotion or services, they must be very, very exact in their services. And also 9.1 also speak about the terms and conditions of their services.
And one of the go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
And one of the major aspects of that particular document is a border on quality of service. I just wanted to put up that while my colleague was speaking.
Okay, yeah, you concluded?
Yeah, so it is all about the people. It is all about the consumers. It's about protecting them. Like the supervisor said earlier, right? We are like referees. We are between the consumers and the mobile network operators to help balance. Most especially, we should protect them because they are like the weaker vessels. Because there are many issues,
Yeah.
we will have to step in to mitigate.
Okay. Now, since this is your consumer month and you're providing public education, it's important that I ask you some of the questions people will ask people like us, but we don't have answers to. Let's talk about complaint, maybe support. What happens when the consumer support center receives a complaint? What are the steps?
Thank you very much, Clarence. Very important point there, because the first thing we like to put out there is when you have a complaint as a consumer, you should first report that to your service provider. They're the first line of contact. So, for example, if you subscribe for operator A and you have a complaint with a SIM card or a recharge card or whatever it is, file a complaint to your service provider. And I'd like to add this. We, as part of our quality assurance work, we visited these service providers and looked at their call center setups. So there are multiple channels of complaint escalation. So you could call their hotline, which is the 111, or you make use of their digital platforms. They have Instagram, they have social media like Facebook and WhatsApp. They've made that known to us. So if you call in the hotline, for example, and you're not going through, because those are some of the complaints that we get, you can also make use of their digital platforms. If they are listening to us, they're free to also call and outline what those platforms are. That is those from MTN or Orange who might be listening. So because part of our work is to make sure that consumers are protected. Now, once you call them and your complaint, our assumption is the complaint will be resolved. If your complaint is not resolved after 3 days, which is like 72 hours, you can file a complaint to the LTA. And so when you come to the LTA, we also have multiple channels. I know more people would like to just dial a number and just call.
So before you go ahead, the first procedure is engage the service provider itself.
Correct. Engage your service provider first. Do not just call the LTA. We don't run a call center at the LTA. We have a support center, which is a help desk. So which is we are a source of last resort. Your first line of contact is your respective service provider. Engage them, give them time to resolve their complaint, and the timeline is 3 days. So if and then they have multiple channels like I already listed. So you can go on their website or you can engage them on social media and file a complaint to them using all of those channels. When a complaint is not resolved, then you can come to the LTA. So we also have multiple channels to make it easier. So you can call our hotline. The number is 2244. That's the LTA hotline. You can also send us an email at consumersupport@lta.gov.lr. We also have WhatsApp numbers. I'll be reading them as we go along. And so we created these multiple streams of complaint resolution so that those who have issues can be able to reach to the LTA. The LTA will look at your complaint and if, reach out to your service provider and investigate and see if you reach there first. If you reach there first, we'll look at the nature of your complaint and see if it was resolved. If it was not, probably it was resolved but not to your satisfaction, then we can give you education. Because our line is not just for consumer complaint; it's for consumer information in some cases, consumer education. We often say that consumer protection begins with consumer education. Because once you are educated about your rights, your responsibilities, and the terms and conditions, the colleague mentioned, of the services, then you are more empowered to make an informed decision as a consumer. So yes, those are our procedures. I would like to read out the WhatsApp numbers so that
before you read out the WhatsApp numbers, do you always wait until somebody complain? I'm asking because sometimes there are evidence of instances where a particular service provider's action is affecting everybody, inclusive of all of you, because you too have cell phones and those kinds of things. Bad network, poor connection, not being, able to check your balances, network failure, lack of service, and all of that. Sometimes it affects generally all of us. What do you do in that instance?
So what the LTA will do is, so we have a team that monitors social media. So we have our ears on the ground. When we see a complaint in huge numbers, maybe for example, there's network failure in Gardnersville, or network failure in Maryland, then we move in. We invite the MNOs as responsible. For example, there was a time on social media there were complaints of huge data depletion. So the LTA convened a major meeting. The Board of Commissioners called the operators concerned, and we engaged them based on consumer complaints that we are seeing on social media. So it's not on an individual consumer case-by-case basis. One is general. In that case, a lot of positive actions came out of that, for example, out of that engagement. So if you look now, we're not marketing for any MNO, but for the sake of our consumers, if you look on social media or there are billboards around town, you will see issues around how to use your data effectively. Some operators have what they call Dr. Data Clinic, where we're invited to the launch. So all these mechanisms grew out of the LTA's Board of Commissioners' ingenuity in reaching out to the MNOs when they saw that there were issues in the market. So the outcome of that is that consumers now have a platform that they can check their data. If there are issues with data or shock that they can understand, they can engage their respective operators. And if they feel that those complaints are not resolved, they can come to the LTA. So to zero back on your question, yes, the LTA, through the Board of Commissioners, through the Consumer Affairs section, can go out and engage if there are issues of mass complaints that comes to our attention.
Anybody can add before we come to that. They read out the number. I want us to be last before we take the calls.
Okay. Yeah, I think the manager said a lot about that, but like he said, like to add up is that when we see issues of generic effect on our consumers, we move in immediately. We don't wait for them to go to the service provider because we know it's generic. Like you said, it affects everybody. Another issue I want to raise, which we in fact stepped into, was the issue of poor quality in Maryland about a year ago. That issue ran about almost a month, but then we couldn't hear from the service provider. We couldn't get specific complaints from the few individuals from Maryland. What we did, based on our own programs, proactive activities, we in fact engage on behalf of the consumers in Maryland. We engage that particular service provider, and then today we have happened a thumb up in Maryland that everything is okay. So yes, to answer your question, we do these things, but we do them when we see it when it's holistically or generically. That's what we do.
Do you? Yeah.
So in addition to him, we don't want to wait for.
You want to put a mark to you? It can come to you.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So in addition to him, we don't want to wait for complaints to come. We have a very active outreach team. Currently, as we speak, they are before the ministerial complex. We are going to markets. We are going to other communities, informing the consumers about their rights. Besides, we also take down complaints. And if those complaints warrant escalation or immediate involvement with the NNOs, we will escalate it to get them informed and see how those issues can be mitigated.
Clarence, we've been before this particular month, which we have given to our consumers, and they can use this engagement. We can also use different platforms, like he said. Right now, we are in the street. We're dividing flyers to consumers in taxis in commercial areas. We sometimes go we organize forum where we bring face to face the service provider and the consumers. That means at a town hall meeting, we organize a town hall meeting. For example, the issue about the CPI, where you're talking about consumer protection regulation. That instrument is the input of all of the stakeholders, including the service provider, MNO, ISPs, and consumers all over the country. We engaged and we had a consultation with the people from Monrovia to Maryland, from Monrovia to Bapolu. We did consultations with all of our consumers, so they have our input inside. Other automaker input, the regulator. We brought up a but we had input from the sectors. We have input from various consumers around the country. So we do a lot. It's just a matter that, many of us in Liberia, I like Liberia, the structure. Right now you have your specific platform. I was in Banga recently and I visited one or two radio stations. It was a private visit, but I used that time because everybody saw me in Banga. Oh, we have not seen you in a long time, Mr. Father. You're not again in the media. So I'm there. I said, just a small portion. I'm now with the telecommunication system. What is it about? As now I talk about the LTA. They said, oh, no, you got to go on the radio. And I did. I went on the radio to create some awareness about people in Banga. So I asked the vernacular team to join me. The Kwele and the VA, like I said, announcer joined me on the radio. And then he started to explain in a very local or colloquial form how these things works about what is their rights, consumers, what is their responsibilities, and all of these things. So
That's good.
we're doing a lot.
That's good. Somebody's asking, says the person says, in other jurisdictions, subscribers pay for incoming and outgoing calls. How do they regulate international calls? What system are they using? Pay for outgoing calls?
In Liberia, well, for local calls, you pay only for the call that goes out, not for the one that comes in. So in Liberia, all the incoming calls are free until you are calling, which we call outbound calls. Then you pay for that because that's when you exhaust your unit. So if I don't have money on my phone, I will still receive calls. I don't have to pay for that, just to make it easier.
Is there any evidence of a success story from an individual perspective? For example, I felt hurt. I felt cheated by a particular GSM. Went to them, engaged them, no way, went to the LTA, engaged the LTA. There was due process, and then I won my case. In other words, LTA made them to restore whatever, my data or whatever. Any success story like that?
Multiple examples. In fact, the work behind the scenes. So
Yeah.
a lot happens that will not come to the public.
You don't even have to mention
exactly. So there are multiple examples. In fact, one of the things is that's why we keep working with MNOs to make sure that their call centers are accessible to the public, and so all the multiple channels I mentioned are also in place, so that when people are able to make a complaint and be heard, that's the first major part of it. Because the frustration comes when you have a complaint and you're not heard.
Nobody listening to you.
You call the hotline, you don't go through. That's the frustration. So that's why we continue to bang on them, make sure that we are banking on them, making sure that they make their system as accessible as possible. And once they come to the LTA, you will definitely be heard, because we're going to engage the MNO responsible and make sure that your complaint is brought to bear. So there's no consumer that will reach us and will not have you may not be satisfied with the outcome all the time when you'll be heard.
Because you don't have to be right all the time.
Exactly. That's the point.
Okay, now a lot of people send me questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to be asking for everybody. At this stage, let me open the line.
Right.
Let them ask their questions themselves, and then you write, and then we come back, you respond, because they bombard me with too many questions. 0777-700-995. A team of 3 is here from the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. This is Consumers Month. They are providing public education. You heard it. Ask for yourself. I'm not going to do it for you. Hello?
Hello. Good morning, Brother Clarence.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Uriah Sullivan.
Go ahead with your concern or your question.
Yes, I want to know, especially when it comes to this network that never lose. For me, I'm from Soweto, and sometimes the loan star never will drop for almost a month. So what are some of those low regulatory things?
In Zointa, in Bon County, the network and drop. Do you have a tower there?
Yeah, I have the tower. I have Lone Star and Orange Tower.
But sometimes you see the network can drop for 1 month.
For 1 month.
Okay. Let's hear you. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Mike David. I'm calling you from Congo Town.
All right, Mike.
Okay. I have this concern. I bought this product for 1 month. Today is the 17th, and then I expect to expire 16 or 17 April. But then the data runs off in 5 days, which is like the 22nd. Then I recharge. Instead of being taken from the 16th or the 17th of April, then they start me again on the day I recharge a new one. Is it that a month product? So this is what happened with me and Orange.
Okay. Thank you. They will respond. They are listening. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Morning. This is Matthew Green calling from Johnsonville.
Yeah, Maxine. Let's hear you.
Thank you for the show. Your guests are not speaking the real facts. They serve the customers or the consumers, but they are not seeking the interest of the consumers. For example, in Johnsonville, from Johnsonville and Turning Point, way to the Idaho there, the network there is very bad. So some of us, we have to climb on trees and hills, or we have to walk 10, 15 minutes before we get a network. So I don't think they are serving the interest of the consumers. They are only serving their own interest. At the end of the month, they get their pay, buy big cars, etc., etc. So I think that they have to put their shoulder to the wheel to help us so that we can get our services paid for. Thank you.
Okay, sir. They've heard you. They will respond. Hello.
Thank you. That's Colin Jackson. And let me say good morning to the team from FA. This is activist Martin Renner. And I do join you again for Lucha office in West Point. That's Colin Jackson. I must commend them for their brilliant work over the time at LTA. Having said that, my idea have been into the latest meeting I heard. I think we run now one of these African countries along with Patrick Honda and some guys from the LTA as they relate to monetization of Facebook, TikTok, and other places to enable our content creator to make money. Can the team still expatiate on the longer too? There's one thing that we are also lacking here is that.
Mackley, are you there? I didn't cut you off anyway. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Blia Bobby Addison.
Why you left the Kokolo out?
Kokolo. I want to use Kokolo in Bon County. Kokolo is used in Bon County.
Let's hear you, Bobby.
Yeah, where the name was given in Bon County.
I know.
Yeah, okay. I called to recommend to LTA management to do follow up on the GSM companies around here. We have a town called Bessat that is close to Morovia. Can you imagine the people, just what other callers said, the people got to climb up the hill, some not trees to make calls.
Bessar is in bombing right here, right?
Yeah, right here, bombing. Right. The company called BF Gurish at the time, they had to go there, where the network is coming from, to reach Bessar. Because the people want to do mobile money business, they want to call, talk with family members, they cannot. They will have to either climb in the trees in case that tree break down on them. So it is bad. FTA and other institutions do follow up on those GSM companies because some of those clients will tell you, say, yeah, we are all over. The other companies say we're all over the country. But just go over. The other day I was traveling one time before I hang up, I was traveling with the former speaker, Dr. Chimos. Before we enter Kanwekin, we have to walk a distance. They were not told, say, Chief, you have to bow to Royal Phone because the GSM company are disappointing in this country. So they need competition. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Hello.
Morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Moses, and I'll call you from Brookville.
Is that your full name?
Say that?
Is that your full name?
Johnson, the last name.
Moses Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear you.
My concern has to do with the interference, we that use the Lone Star line that we have with Lone Star when you make your call. For instance, when you're talking with somebody when you call, while your call is in progress, they will come on the line to say, oh, the number you have called is, how to call it, say, you have 1 or 2 minutes left on your phone, or your call is almost to be completed. Then that takes about 24 seconds. While you're on the person talking, they will call the person up, and they will be talking on the line, informing you that have lesser time left on your phone. And it takes 22 seconds to do that.
So your point is just leave that man 22 seconds. When your money finish, just call me off.
I pay for it. don't take my 22 seconds. Can't tell me till you have less money on your account. I don't know what has something to do about it.
Isn't that a good thing to also probably remind you too that they are about to cut you off?
No, you can send me text. That what Orange can do. Orange can send you text.
Okay. It's good. LTA is here. They will answer earlier. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, my brother.
Yes, this is Filmo. We're calling you from Monrovia.
Ambassador, let's hear you, man.
Okay, so there are a few concerns I have, and I'm glad we're talking to the consumers section from LTA. There are a lot of issues that need to be addressed. For example, Clarence, when you look at our data rate, we don't have basically a stable data rate for any data service. If you recharge your phone with $5, you must go through a promo process. And Liberia stands to be the only country in the sub-region or in the world that works like that. The people from LTA cannot tell you, or the people from the MNO cannot tell you what would be the actual data cost or the actual data for a $5 scratch card. This is because we only rely on promo. And this is wrong. Now, an average Liberian will have to use over $50 just to achieve a usage of data in a month. So if they are truly trying to protect the customers or the consumers, there is a need. One, LTN needs to open up the market. Orange and MTN are taking control over the market such that they control the market that consumers really suffer. Consumers are at the detriment of these two companies. Our data rate is very high in the sub-region. Let's forget about that we have less population. But when you check the data that are available, we are the most expensive data users in the sub-region.
You've gotten that one true. Any other point?
Come again?
I say you've gotten that one true. Any other point?
Yes. So the final point, Clarence, when it comes to these promos are spoken out. To some extent, these promos may be marketing strategies, but these strategies are not actually honest because they just draw up consumers to be able to use them. What is LTA doing about it?
Okay. All right, well, thank you, Fimo. Hello, caller. Hello there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah?
Okay, this is Flomo, Johnson Flomo. I'm calling from Iron Gate.
Yeah, Johnson.
Okay, on the land, I mean, we are the visually impaired.
Mm-hmm.
The problem we are encountering when it comes to this course, some of it have to do with, not everyone at all is so sophisticated when it comes to this particular, phone. I mean, to get a big phone.
Yeah.
Okay, now the mobile money, when the money is in the phone, now when they want to read the money to you, they will tell you say 5000000, and you will not be able to. Why not you just say 5,000 or 500? And one of the problems. Okay, now the next one also has to do with, we the visually impaired sometimes. You see, the phone. One of the questions I want to even ask. Let me get there. One of the other questions I want to ask is.
Calm down small. Wait. You asking different things at the same time. Just wait small.
Yeah.
What the first question?
Yeah.
What the first one?
My first question is, I rather want them their mobile money people to read the number like you have 5,000 on your account or you have 500 on your account. That to say 5000, even a million or 50000000 on your account. So it make you. I mean, you know how much you got on your account. So if you have 5,000, you say, oh, you got 5,000 on your account.
Okay, thank you. You got that one through now. Let's take another call. Probably the final call, then we'll come back to LTA. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence. Frank Gibson, I call from Paris.
Good morning, friend. Let's hear you, man.
Thank you. I want to say happy Ramadan to all our Muslim brothers in Liberia. The LTA, Clarence, are those guys responsible for the regulatory aspect of the internet services in Liberia?
The what?
The LTA.
Mm-hmm.
Are those guys who are responsible to regulate the internet services?
Yeah.
in the country?
They are the one responsible. Yeah.
So I will come to this Orange. Orange is a very big company. When I traveled to Liberia in 2019, I went to the Orange company to get a bundle. So they were charging at the time at least $60 to $65 a bundle. So I was asking the agent there, one of the agents. So she referred me to one white guy. So I asked in French. I said, you guys make the internet cheap in France or in other French countries around here. Why it is expensive in Liberia? He said, no, that's a business strategy. Sometimes the way they negotiate with government, that's how they put their price. Because I can tell you, a bundle of internet is €9.99 per month. That's unlimited, sometimes 150 gigas, sometimes 350 gigas. My internet I use is 350 gigas. I pay €9.99 per month, unlimited call, unlimited internet. So I believe the way the government negotiate with those people, the tariff and other charges, I believe this is the reason why sometimes the bundles are expensive. But the government of Liberia need to sometimes, the population, this is a young population who are just introduced to internet, to make the price less for the people, because the more they charge the internet company, the more they carry their price up. Because internet is very expensive in Liberia. I can tell you that for sure.
Okay, friend. Thank
how
you.
the government negotiate with those guys.
Thank you, friend, and happy Ramadan to you too. In return, yeah. Let's go back to our guests right here, guys. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Clarence. I will start it, and then my colleagues will come in to buttress. I'm going to start with the last consumer. I think he said he's visually impaired, and in fact, I think I mentioned in our earlier deliberation that we've had specific programs for members of that community. We went to the Association of the Blind. We met them in Buchanan. And then we met a group of 77, and we even came to Monrovia and met them. Because at the LTA, we've realized that consumers are in different categories. So we sought to engage them on a case-by-case basis. So he's making a very good point that they should have some audio for the sake of privacy, so that if you have a mount on your phone, if you're visually impaired, it can be sort of recited to you instead of you reading it. So these discussions are ongoing with the MNOs. We've engaged them because it's important to note that whenever we go out for these engagements, we invite the MNOs. So It has to do with them reconfiguring their system to be able to accommodate those sort of services. So yes, we do not ignore you. We are aware. We've engaged you. If you can remember, if you were part of that group, we met the Association of the Blind and a group of 77 and other groups of the disabled community. So yes, that's a good point. We acknowledge that. I would like to speak on the whole data issue. The many concerns that came around data. And I would first want to say that someone asked specifically about data rate. Most of the packages are bundled. That is, you have voice, SMS, and data in one subscription. So I'll just throw this out. If you put $5 on your phone and you don't subscribe for a data bundle, your data will run out very fast. So most of the packages that you see, because I've worked in telecommunications background for a couple of years before I joined the LTA. And so bundles are not done in isolation. It's a marketing decision to protect consumers so that if you bought $1 and you subscribe for, say, 50 megabyte, you are assured that you have that one. If you went by the per rate deduction, over time you lose it very fast. There were times where I'm going to call the company name, Orange specifically. We called them for a meeting and they said that customers were complaining, which came to our attention, that when you subscribe for a bundle, when the bundle expires, then your main account gets depleted. So over time, you realize that maybe I subscribe for 2,000 megabyte and then I have $5 extra on my phone that I have not subscribed for a bundle with. Once that 2,000 goes off, they start taking money from your $5. Before you realize it's gone. So they disabled the pay-as-you-go feature on their service, which means that if you have $5 on your phone, as long as you don't subscribe for a bundle, it does not get depleted. That was a way to protect consumers. But again, these discussions are ongoing. When consumers say shift it, the LTA will engage with them, and where it is feasible based on all the standards, it's going to be implemented. So these are some of the backgrounds of these decisions. And now, someone said I subscribed for a package on the 17th of April, and then it will finish before that time. And then now the way it works is this: there's something called validity. How long can a package last for? So if you paid for $1 and they gave you, as an example, 100 megabyte or 500 megabyte, and they say you can use it for 3 days, it doesn't mean that it's going to stay on your phone for straight 3 days. It depends on your usage, the behavior of the user. If you use it in a way, it could finish in 1 hour. And if you subscribe for a new package, the new package starts from the time you put that new package in the phone, because there are different days, terms and conditions. So, and that's why we're having the consumer month. Part of our activity in this month is to have what we call the consumer clinic. The consumer clinic, like my colleagues mentioned, our team at Ministerial Complex, and they were at Topman High last week. The other week they were at Dubo Road Market. Another time we were at different locations across the city, right?
Douala.
So it's to give this sort of basic information to people so they understand. Like I mentioned, the beginning of consumer protection is consumer education. Mr. Fala and Lessa will come in. Just on the network issues, the questions came around network. Zowinta, Johnsonville, and someone came from, I think, Bombay, around the Bombay area. Network is, so network has to do with investment in most cases, and it has to do with planning. So the network expansion takes time and investment. But the LTA is always engaged. There are many areas where they had network issues that the LTA has engaged the MNOs on, they've been resolved. So what we encourage consumers to do is, if you have a network complaint, immediately inform the service provider when the network is restored, and let the LTA know. Now, how to report network complaint effectively? Give us the exact location of that area that you have the complaint out of, because they do routine draft tests to ensure that these things are done. The LTA has its own monitoring team as well. There was a time the commissioners went to Cruiserville, to Carisburg, and other parts, and Bensonville, to do their own assessment of the network realities. So we are, and that's why the LTA exists, because there will be issues. There will be network issues in some areas. There will be failures here and there. But our work is to make sure that we mitigate these things and we make sure that consumers are protected. So if we did not anticipate these things, there will be no need for the LTA, there will be no need for consumer affairs. But because we anticipate that these issues will happen, when they happen, report them on time, and the LTA will work with the respective MNOs to ensure that your complaints are resolved.
I think
Mr. Fala will
I
comment.
think generally the manager have addressed most of the issues. Well, we'd like to use this time to also commend most of the callers because it's almost like when you go to the hospital, the doctor will not know exactly what's wrong with you, except you explain, and the doctor will be asking you, "What's wrong with you?" You say, "Headache." What part of your headache? How long? So it's the same thing. I want to use this time to commend all of the callers, Salibia, Mark Davis, Maxine, especially Maxine who say LT is not seeking the interest of the consumer. No, we are doing this, Roland McKay, Bobby Allison, Bose Johnson, and all of you people. All your points you're raising are very important, but interestingly, like the manager addressed most of them, we are working on them. We're not magician. Now that we know that in the area that Maxine called from, he was not specific, but he said, I think it's around Johnsonville. To climb a tree in Johnsonville surprises me. And even to climb a tree, according to Bobby Allison, in some area he called around here, it's a big surprise too because we ourselves sometimes, even myself, when I travel, I test the system. I go around wherever distance I go, I test the system and all of these things. But these things we take them as a recommendation and as intervention that we can engage on your behalf with the service provider. For me, I see these things have some way of getting information because we will not be in all of these places at the same time. Like the manager said, our buses were in some area in Montserrat County some time ago. And again, Bobby is saying he's recommending to MNO for quality of service. I agree with you. Sorry that your man couldn't have a Ferrari to use at the time because of Maryland. But I just told you earlier, if you are monitoring, we had a huge concern about people in Maryland, and we have taken care of that. I think the problem is that sometimes, in fact, our people in Liberia, like for what we're doing now, if we solve even problem, they will have the issue and raise the issue, and then we'll solve it. They don't even come back to us to tell us, oh yeah, we have resolved the situation in Area X and all of these things. So, if my also appeal is to them is that in the future, just in case we keep telling you that we are not service provider, we are not ISP, internet service provider, but we are a regulator. So if you think as as a consumer, there's a problem in Area X, just contact your service provider. If not resolved, come to LTA, give us the specific area, and then we'll engage. Because sometimes we have our way of checking all of these things, and we'll go in the field, we'll have the engineering department, and it's a whole team, the engineering department composed of the people from the consumer area and from other technical area that we engage. So yes, thank you for all of these concerns that you raised. We'll capture them, and we will engage the service provider on your behalf with these things.
Okay, any other person?
Yeah, we just want to commend the consumers, the callers. We got their complaints, their recommendations, and we want to say in this manner, we think it is a process. We are not fully there yet. This is why we keep going out and getting out to the public. And this is why we are also working on different forms and different regulations. Besides, with some places with network, currently we have universal access, but their priority is more of people in the hidden land, the places that can easily be accessed, and we want to see, with time, based on some of the concerns and complaints, we are going to work on different, issues. And we think at the end of the day, with the kind of complaints and recommendations from the consumers, we can do better.
Thank you, Clarence.
Okay.
I just want to come back in to read the numbers.
Yeah.
So while I'm concluding, I want to just say there was a caller from West Point who spoke about TikTok. I just want to inform you that the LTA led a high-powered delegation to Nairobi, Kenya. Commissioner Patrick Horner and Commissioner Profana were in Nairobi. The Board of Commissioners will officially address the updates on that meeting. On TikTok, there are discussions ongoing. I can just confirm that. So the outcome of that discussion will be revealed in due time by the Board of Commissioners. And I also want to say that someone mentioned interference. We've had those complaints before, and the MNOs have addressed them. So each time they come up, we'll engage them. Where you're calling somebody and someone else picks up the call. So and that's why we are on the radio. If there are complaints, please reach out to us. We want to say thanks to all our consumers for calling us. All these complaints have been noted. You can also reach us on our. I want to read out the channels that you can reach the LTA. So we have two WhatsApp numbers for the two MNOs. That's 888. No, that's 0887 700 200. 0887 700 200. You can send us a WhatsApp message and someone will be able to respond to you. We also have 0775 775. 0775 775. Or send us an email at consumersupport@lta.gov.lr. You can also go on our Facebook page and follow the LTA and be able to engage with us as well as there. So this has been a great time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
God.
before I wrap up, I'd just like to talk about some of our engagement as we engage with the month. We're running up to the 31st. As we speak, we're having a plan to engage for a group of students and stakeholders at the Liberia Learning Center in Painesville, and that is scheduled, I think, on the 23rd or something like that. And then to close up for this month, we'll be engaging with the media to brief them on our activities that we've run through the month. And we hope that Clarence and his team will be there. In fact, let me use this time to invite you officially on behalf of the LTA to be there. That will be on the 31st. We'll engage with the media to brief them exactly on some of these things that we just engaged in. And then we'll also be at that time revealing, because we'll be having the MNO there and ISP, that means the service provider that will be there. So we'll also take some of these recommendation questions that have come up that will be coming out of this engagement in the month, and they will be addressing these standards. And we also want to use the media to help us to use their platform to educate our consumers on all of these things that will be doing at LTA.
Yeah, that's true. LTA will get money. Yeah, that sounds on contract level.
We'll do. We'll do.
Okay, man. Our friends from the LTA, they've been here. We are going tomorrow. We'll be back here. But before we go, the management of the Florida Business Center in Zuedru, Grand Jide County is in search of a professional chef in Zuedru, Grand Jide County. No matter your location, you can apply.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Florida Business Center in Zuedru, Grand Jide County runs a restaurant and a bar. They're looking for a chef.
Liberian people.
Tell my man Gabriel City, we sent you there. If you want to apply, you can call 0777 777 682. You want to apply for the position of chef, you can call 0777 777 682 or 0770 000 045. 0770 000 045 and 0886 483975. Just call and the rest they will tell you. You can have the opportunity. The last time we did this thing, the guy said he got over 1,000 applications. But a few he got to do the job, they're not impressive. So they want to recruit again for the Florida Business Center in Zuedru. Okay, my name is Piso. I'm out of here. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back here with the Wednesday, March 18th edition of the show, or it will be the May week presentation. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to John Davis and Abraham Khan and the rest of the folks, man. Bye-bye.